Back with another episode of Pottawattamie County Roots. I am Todd Studer, and we welcome Jeff Schoening into the studio today to talk about this really cool event that is going on in Treynor this summer. So, Jeff, thanks so much for being here.
Thank you, Todd. Thanks for having me.
Well, I want to talk about this GreenSpace Jam because this obviously has got a lot of thought put into it.
Yeah.
And you decided we need to bring some live music into Treynor. So talk about the process behind how you got to the point where it's actually now a reality.
Well, we put together an organization called, well, I didn't put it together, but it was an organization called Trainers Tomorrow about a couple of years ago. And this was a community-based activity. We did meetings in people's houses. We'd have 10 to 12 people in each of these meetings just to kind of hash out how we can make the community better, what we can do. And then we had a big meeting with all those committees at one time. So they created like a beautification committee and like a safety, and then arts was part of that too. And I was on part of that committee. And so it kind of came from that. And I thought, well, that's an idea. Let's try to have a summer concert series, sort of like Jazz on the Green has in Omaha, but not, of course, on that scale. And so we thought of, let's see if we can put together maybe 3 concerts over the summer, one in each month, June, July, and August, and hit different genres of music. So we did it in June, on June 11th, and it was jazz night. And we had 2 groups. One was called the Cocktail Jazz Trio, and then we had the great Matt Wallace quartet play. Matt's a great saxophone player out of Omaha. And then next month, we have, in July, we have Rock Night, and we have a great band called High Heel is going to be playing for us. And then we have a country night in August, on the 16th of August, and we're still working on finalizing a group for that.
Right, so
it's kind of still in the process.
Right, that group still to be announced.
Still to be announced, right.
How did the jazz night go?
Jazz night went very well. We had beautiful weather. I think it was like 75 degrees, light breeze. It was just terrific. Great crowd, and a lot of fun. A lot of fun.
And now moving ahead into, you say, the 15th of July?
It's the 16th.
The 16th of July is going to be the next one.
Mm-hmm.
Any adjustments that you had to make from the first one? Because obviously this is something that's new, and it's always a learning process.
Right.
So did anything you say, okay, maybe we can adjust this, or did it just go that smoothly that we got it dialed in?
It went really well. We had a great committee, Kelsey Stupful and Mike Holton, who's our city manager. We spent a lot of time, a lot of meetings putting together a good core of people, and Kelsey's an organizational machine.
Yeah, she is.
And it went about as good as we could have ever expected. And so we have a couple little minor adjustments, where to put the porta potty. I mean, silly things like that, but those things you learn as you go through the process. So we were very happy with the first night.
When you started reaching out to different acts to come be a part of this, did you have to talk to them very hard?
No, no, we didn't. Matt Wallace, who I've known for a while, he was like, yeah, if we can get there, we'll do it. And we put his band together. High Heel, same thing. I sent an email out to Lisa, and it was like, yeah, we'd love to do it. And if the date was available, and it was. So the great thing about doing it on a Thursday night, you have a pretty good chance of getting those bands in, because you're not competing with a Friday and a Sunday type festival, especially during the summer. A lot of those bands are playing the big, Taste of Omaha and that type of thing, Right. So a Thursday night works well.
I think too that, and this is something that we talk about on the show in all different various forms, is how important it is for a community to be very well rounded.
Right.
And Treynor, with the school system, known for sports,
right,
had a lot of success with sports.
Yep.
Over the course of my career, I have seen, especially in the school system and in communities, the arts have that same type of effect on students going through as sports does, because it takes them outside and it puts them into an arena that's bigger than themselves. Mm-hmm. And to see a community support that, I think, is important. Right. And I think that it's just another reason why Treynor is a growing community, and you see the energy when you go through there.
Yeah, I agree with that completely. Treynor does a great job of being a well-rounded school, with great academics, obviously great athletics, great facilities. We just built 5 years ago a multi-million-dollar fine arts wing with a 500-seat theater in it. It's just beautiful. It's probably the best auditorium outside of some of the really big schools in the state.
Are you looking to grow your business or bring new jobs and investments to Southwest Iowa? Advance Southwest Iowa Corporation is the economic development organization for all of Pottawattamie County. Advance connects entrepreneurs, innovators, and established companies with resources, incentives, and strategic support to launch, expand, and thrive right here in our region. From site development to small business programs and community partnerships, Advance Southwest Iowa helps build a stronger local economy. Visit advancesouthwestiowa.com to learn more and get involved. On Pottawattamie County Roots, we explore the places that make our region home and the people who keep them connected. That is why we are proud to feature Marnie Elkhorn Communications, your local communications provider serving Marnie, Elkhorn, Walnut, Avoca, and other Southwest Iowa towns with high-speed fiber internet, reliable phone service, and TV options built for rural living. With real local support and unlimited data plans, you get speeds up to 1 gig to work, stream, and stay in touch with family and neighbors. Visit metc.net to learn more and get connected today. Yeah, do you think that Treynor's proximity to a large metropolitan area helps or hurts?
Oh, it absolutely helps, because we're a bedroom community. Mm-hmm. You know, back in the day when I first started in Treynor in '88, still pretty much an agricultural community, but still there was working toward that almost suburban type feel. And now it's pretty much feels like a suburban type atmosphere. There's still a lot of housing going up now, a lot of expansion. So yeah. Yeah, well, this is an area obviously that you chose to make home, mm-hmm. and to have people and leaders in the community that are invested in that. I'm going to assume this is not a paid position that you have that is making all of this happen and bring this to this. But you have a lot of experience over the course of your teaching career in the music field. Mm-hmm. Did that passion come from as a child? Did it happen later as you became an adult? No, I think I always was the type of kid who loved listening to the radio as a kid. Just loved listening to music. Always imagined that I was one of the people in that band. Mm-hmm. You know, it's just kind of was always in my, almost in my DNA. And so when I got into school age to where I could do something like that, I think we moved to the Lewis Central District when I was in 5th grade, and so I joined band in 6th grade, mm-hmm. and that's really where it really took off. Boy, it's strange that one industry can affect people in different ways, because I listened to the radio all the time growing up too. We only had one station that would come in, but it was a pretty good station. Yeah. And I would listen to those people and imagine sitting there playing that music. Yeah. And that's ultimately what I ended up doing. So it's kind of strange that the same industry just kind of hit us both in completely different ways, but changed our lives. Council Bluffs and KRCB in Council Bluffs was the radio station we listened to all the time. So, and my folks would buy albums. I remember getting the Creedence Clearwater Cosmos Factory album, and it was like, wow, it's great stuff. So yeah, mine was K-Tel's Gold Rush 79 we got from those K-Tel compilation albums. Yeah. I got it out of an auction box. Really? We used to go to an auction every other Saturday. Yeah. And all of these songs that came out in the late 78 and then 1979, I still listen to that same stuff. Yeah. It's still my favorite. It's part of your history. It's one of those. I tell kids all the time when I teach, and I do a lot of judging of contests and festivals and in clinics, and I tell kids, when you hear this music when you're my age, so when you're 64 years old, it's like a time machine. Yeah. It will take you back to that time, and you'll feel those same feelings that you had when you were a kid. And I can say I play a lot of gigs, and we call them, we play old style dances like Glenn Miller and that type of stuff, music. And some of those people out there dancing are in their 80s and 90s, but they're up, they could barely walk in, and boy, the music starts. And they're up and at it. So
I remember, what if your healthcare provider came to you? Me to You is an Iowa-based in-home primary care practice, bringing personalized medical care directly to your home. Especially helpful for people who have difficulty getting out. Me to You serves patients of all ages, from children through end-of-life care, from wellness visits and chronic disease management to preventative care and advanced care planning. That means less time traveling, less time in waiting rooms, and more time where it matters most. Learn more at metouYou.care or call 641-843-8405. If you have a leak, a clogged drain, or even if you're planning a big remodel, Waldstein Plumbing in Council Bluffs has you covered. With fast, reliable service and expert craftsmanship, handling everything from small repairs to major installations. They're locally owned and trusted and take pride in doing the job right the first time. Residential or commercial, big or small, when plumbing problems strike, they're the ones to call. Visit waldsteinplumbing.com. Where I was at over the weekend, and I think I was in a restaurant, and I was in marching band. I also played in the pep band for a while at basketball games. And this back in the 80s, we only had about 4 or 5 songs we just play every ball game. Yeah. One of them was The Horse. That's what I heard just the other day going over the sound system.
I haven't heard that in years.
Yeah, and as I'm listening to this, I've said, I can remember sitting there and playing second drums because I was not as good as the guy that was going to be playing the solo, which that had a solo in it. Yeah. And so, it took me back. Sure. It took me back to sitting on those risers up on the stage with our gymnasium. We had a stage at the end of it, so we put risers up there. That was a student section. Right. That's where the pep band was at. Right. I was just right back there, almost to the point where I can smell that gym.
Exactly right. Exactly right. Yes, I agree with that.
So, next event coming up on July 16th. Is it just show up and enjoy it? Is that how it works?
Absolutely. The green space is not really an official park. It's just we always call it the green space. It's right beside the bank, right on Highway 92. And it's just kind of the perfect little location. It's just it's kind of a long, narrow strip. You put a stage on one end and play up to the other. But yeah, it's just a family-friendly event. Bring your lawn chair, bring your blanket. We have some food vendors that'll be there. You can get some shaved ice from Silos, or some hamburgers and hot dogs from Jarvis Meats, or some cookies or whatever confections you want to have from Tweets, which is another company and a business there in town. So it's all local companies that we use. And it's just kind of a great event.
That's one of the things that I'm loving seeing, not just in Treynor, but we're also seeing this in some of the other smaller communities around the county, is these little shops popping up. And those businesses that you just talked about are all pretty new. Yeah. You know, Jarvis, was it just last year that they opened? Yep. Tweets hasn't been open that long. Nope. And
Silos have been around a little while. But maybe 10 years. But
it is becoming a destination. I mean, you go there specifically for that. And communities need that kind of thing. And to see those businesses now helping out in events like this and wanting to be a part of the community that they're in, that's how it works. That's how everything just ties together.
I agree. Yeah.
So you've got the one coming up in July, the country show in August. What's the date on that?
That's the 11th of August.
The 11th of August. Is that also a Thursday?
Also a Thursday. Always on Thursday.
So we don't know what the weather's going to be like yet. If it's hot like it is as we're recording this, keep that in mind.
You know, it's summer in Iowa.
It is summer. Yeah, that's just how we were spoiled for several weeks.
Yes.
Of just wonderful and cool weather.
We knew it was going to show up. So.
Yeah, eventually it had to.
Absolutely.
Well, Jeff, I'm grateful that you came in to tell us a little bit about this, and anything that we can do to help promote it, I hope you'll let us do it.
Oh, absolutely. We appreciate it.
Happy to tell people about that, and let us know when you get those country acts signed, huh?
I will. I'll reach out immediately.
All right. We want to thank you also for watching this episode of Pottawattamie County Roots. Don't forget to thank one of our hometown sponsors. That is a Brewed Awakening in Avoca. Stop in and see Bella and get a great cup of coffee and great scone or whatever it is that she's serving for food that day, because that varies every day. So, again, thank you very much. My name is Todd Studer, and we'll see you next time.